Let us discuss about NIST Cybersecurity Framework version 2.0. With NIST Cybersecurity Framework, we have the various stages of NIST compliance, which is identify, protect, detect, respond, recover, and a new stage has been introduced, which is called govern. Earlier in NIST Cybersecurity Framework version 1.1, all these were present except govern, and govern was part of each and every stage of compliance. Now that has been separated and has come out as a different new stage, which will be discussed separately than the other stages. Identify is the first stage. We need to identify what are the assets that are present. We need to identify the risk. We need to identify what are the laws that are governing on the land. We need to identify the current profile and where do we want to take this profile to, which is the target profile, risk assessment, and risk management strategy. Let's discuss what is IT asset management. Asset management is the tracking and management of IT assets to ensure that every asset is properly licensed, used, maintained, and retired. So, basically, taking care of the complete life cycle of the assets of an organization. Asset management can be done by various tools like Manage Engine, ServiceNow, IBM Maximo, and Fresh Service. I have listed a few very commonly used tools. Feel free to check out the Gartner report to see what are the asset management tools available. For the risk assessment, the tools are RSA Archer, RiskWatch, LogicGate, Resolver, and Hygon. Protection is done via various controls, like, for example, on identity, the protection can be implemented via access control mechanisms. We can also have protection mechanisms built into our awareness and training sessions, just so that the employees are aware of how they should handle the company organization assets. Protection can also be achieved at the data security level when the data is secured at data at rest, data in transit, and data in use. Then we need to check various processes and procedures to find out if they are implemented securely, if we follow a password standard, is it really implemented, if the drives are mentioned as encrypted, are they really encrypted on the ground. So all the processes and procedures need to be checked to see if controls are in place. Protection can also be done via various protective technologies like IDS, DLP, and various other technologies in place to basically protect data from exfiltrating, to protect from breaches. Detection is the stage wherein the anomalies, events, and incidents are detected. These can be detected from the technology point of view by various tools like EDR, SIM. The security monitoring tools like SIM helps in centralized monitoring of all the events and offenses in an organization. IDS and EDR are helpful in finding out if there is any attack or any anomaly uh, from the normal operations point of view. Respond is the next stage. We must have, uh, first of all, an incident response plan document in place which outlines what are the uh, how an incident can be identified in an organization and how it will be responded to. What are the SLAs and what are the timelines after an incident happens, when the incident is escalated, and the incident goes through the entire life cycle inside the document called incident response plan. It also mentions about SIM, SOC, and SOAR capabilities of an organization. What are the communication channels, the analysis method, the mitigation plans, the runbooks, and the reviews for the improvements after an incident has taken place. The response is the next stage, and there are two categories of tools when it comes to technical response of an attack. One is the SIM, which is on the monitoring side of things, and the other one is antivirus EDR, XDR. So the tools that are commonly available on SIM side of things are like Splunk, Exabeam, IBM Radar, Logarithm Sentinel. I've mentioned a few of the top in 2024 Gartner report. uh, on the antivirus EDR and XDR, Defender for endpoint, extended detection and response, Carbon Black, not listed many, but there I'm sure you can look at Gartner reports and find what are the top uh, uh, tools when it comes to the EDR XDR capabilities. So the recover stage starts with planning, and there are two major documents, BCP and DRP. Inside BCP, you need to conclude which recovery option you have chosen for the organization. There are three major ones: backup and restore, warm site and hot site. The cost increases as we move from backup and restore to warm to hot site, and the capability improves. Inside DRP, the disaster recovery planning document, you need to mention the RPO and RTO, which is recovery point objective and recovery time objective. These are generally defined in depth inside the DRP document. Plus, the improvement and communication are uh, the major part of recover stage of NIST. The next stage is govern, and govern starts with the context of the organization. The context of an organization refers to internal and external factors that influence its purpose, strategy, and operations. The internal context includes the organization culture, capabilities, resources, the structure of the organization, and internal stakeholders. And the external context means the market conditions, the regulatory environment, economic conditions, social and cultural factors, technological and external stakeholders like customers, suppliers, partners, and regulators. So you need to define the strategy in the govern stage. You need to define the risk appetite. With the supply chain, what are the risk management methods that you are going to use? What are the roles and responsibilities and authority? What roles have you defined as far as governance is related? What are the authorities and what are the roles and responsibilities? What are the policies of the organization? What process and procedures are followed, and how the management does a oversight of the process, procedures, and activities going on. Okay, supply chain risk management. Here are some more details about the supply chain risk management, how we do the risk identification from operational, financial, geopolitical, environmental, and cybersecurity point of view. Then we need to do a risk assessment. We need to identify all the suppliers uh, that are critical and prioritize them based on the severity and likelihood. We need to know the risk mitigation strategies. We need to do the monitoring and reporting. And for the cybersecurity and regulatory compliance, we need to have the secure digital supply chain processes and ensure the compliance with industry regulations so that we don't incur any fines or we are protected against cyber threats. There are various risk management strategies when it comes to supply chain risk management, and few of them are supplier diversification. We need to have more than one supplier for key supplies, uh, holding the inventory and holding the extra inventory for the safety purpose, conducting the supplier audits to ensure that they follow right practices, contractual protections, having the protection clauses and uh, indications in the document itself so that we are contractually protected if the supplier is breached or if the supplier is not conforming to policies. Then business continuity planning for increased resilience. Thank you all for taking the time to join me today and for your attention throughout this presentation. I truly appreciate your interest and engagement. I hope the insights shared were valuable. Thank you for your time.